What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. I am in the Golden Sun Gate on Tier 3 on Elite, because it's Golden Sun, and Golden Sun is amazing. It is poison, which means it may be a little similar to last week, but hey-ho, that's whatever. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So, poisonous Golden Suns for everyone. And the Golden Sun is amazing, which is why I'm doing it. So, yeah, that's the thing. So, obviously, new costume. New costume this week. Not particularly a regular thing. I don't plan on looking like this forever, but I bought it, so I'm going to wear it, dang it. I have a toasty sarong, so I can look fantastically feminine. It's lovely. Bit girly, but I like it. I like it. And the only thing I've got that particularly matches it is my ancient helmet, which is just kind of a bit mismatched, but hey-ho. Oh well. I'm sure we can live with that. So yes, I suppose let us do some Spiral Knights news. Yeah! So, in the news this week is my toasty sarong. That's about it. And you can no longer purchase them, I don't believe, from Three Rings, unless it's like end. I can't remember if it ends yesterday or today. Let's check the supply depot. Let's find that one out. Can we still get them? We cannot. There we go. Confirmed. Confirmed. You can no longer buy these from the supply depot. You must buy them from other players if you wish to get them, and your opportunities will diminish as time goes along as people buy them. So grab them quick. They're not terribly expensive. They're relatively common, and there's plenty around. I grabbed mine for about 30k crowns, so that ain't too hard to come by. So that's alright. But yeah, the only other news this week, unless the Gunner update drops or anything, you know, that could be a thing, but no evidence to suggest that might be the case. The only other thing that's going on is a certain charity fundraiser. Great, I'm poisoned. Wonderful. Yes! The Spiral Lights charity fundraiser for charity water, hosted by the Arsenal podcast, will be on Friday, and yours truly will be amongst those participating in things and events and happenings. So that will be June 6th and 7th, this Friday and Saturday, from 2 PM EST, which is 7 PM GMT, which, if you've been on the website, Latterson has the times wrong. Well, he doesn't have the Eastern times wrong, but he has other times wrong. He's got Eastern time as being GMT -4, which would put it at 6 PM. It is not 6 PM. I know because he does his podcast every Sunday at 2 PM, which is 7 PM in the UK. Eastern time may be UTC -4. It is not GMT -4. It is GMT -5. So that's a thing. I have to do a lot of time zone conversions for YouTubing type stuff, so I know I can do time zones pretty well. So that's the thing. Yeah, it's 7 PM. It's most people don't. It's some British summertime or daylight savings, whatever you want to call it, that messes everything up. GMT during the summer is actually UTC +1 because we have daylight savings. So it's actually GMT -5. It's UTC -4 is Eastern time during the summer. So we are 7 PM if you're in the UK. And if you're anywhere else in the world, you have to do your own time zone conversions. I'm not going to do them for you. I'm not going to hold your hand here. There are plenty of websites that can do that for you. So if you're not in Eastern or GMT, look up your own time zones. Timeanddate.com is an excellent one for that sort of thing. It'll tell you all you ever wanted to know about time zones, and a great deal more to boot. So that's the thing. So Spiral Lights for charity water. Come join us. It will be fun. We'll be doing Clockwork's Copycat, Spiral Knights shopping lists, and there'll be some PvP stuff as well. So those will be excellent. You can get involved if you donate money over at the sklayelite.com/Arsenal. There will be a link to the charity water donation page, and there's a list of rewards. Donors will be entered into prize draws to compete and to join in with the activities, so you can get in on the shopping lists and things. So you can join us. And because I never remember the prices offhand, it seems like Acid Rain. This doesn't seem very nice. It's like green rain that's making hissing noise. I don't really want to be stood out in this, especially not wearing, you know, a skirt, you know. That's pretty much all I got on here. And, well, as people have observed, you kind of got this weird morph suit thing going on underneath it, so you still don't get to see what a knight looks like. So, who knows? Who knows what a knight is underneath? Strange creatures. Anyway, yes, get involved. You can do that. Go over to the website I just mentioned and will be linked in the description. And you can donate and get involved in things, and it will be fun. And, to that end, I've got a new thing I want to be working on. This is not Spiral Knights news so much as it is just me working on more random projects that will never get finished news. Except, at least I've made a start on this one. I've been working on it this morning. It's probably not going to be done in time for Season 3 or 4 of Spiral Knight shopping list, but it will be 4 Spiral Knight shopping lists, for future ones at any rate, and for people to use. What I would like is... I want to make a tool for running things, because, as we found, the hardest part of a shopping list is it's so freaking complicated, and it's really hard to moderate from that perspective. So what I want to do is to try and create an app, and yes, I can't code, I know I can't code, but I want to create an app that can be used for moderating the game, a DM tool I'm going to call it, because that's what it is, Dungeon Master tool, basically. So yeah. My first thought, I was musing on this last night, was, whilst in bed, I was like, it took me ages to get to sleep just because I was thinking about this so much, but my first thought was, why don't I learn some Unity and do it? And I was like, no, that's, no, well, I could, but it'd be nice if I could do it with existing skills that I have, rather than having to learn an entire coding language to do this. And I think I can do it! There is a tool available on Steam, and indeed actually on Humble for $1 at the moment. You should probably pick this up. RPG Maker VX Ace. And indeed there's an older version called XP, but I don't know why that's part of the bundle, it's weird. But yes, VX Ace is the one I have used and am familiar with, so I'm familiar with how it's scripted and how it works, and having recently played Always Sometimes Monsters, I'm aware you can do some extraordinarily complex things with it, and things that it's definitely not intended to be used for. So actually what I want to do is to make a functional app out of it. Not a game particularly, just a tool for assisting with a game, as opposed to the game itself. And I'm going to try and make it an RPG Maker. And just as I think about it, I think I can do it. It seems doable. It seems like a thing I can achieve. I want just knowing how the event system is scripted and how the different things interplay and the menus, what I can change, what graphics I can change, what options I can use for alternative purposes. I just kind of feel like it would work. I can do this. It might not be super pretty, it might not be extremely glamorous, it might be a bit crude in places, but for the purposes of running a game, it would totally do the job. It doesn't need to look like Watch Dogs, you know, it just needs to run a game. So, I think that's doable. You know, ow, jeez, I know I forgot to wear the right armor, and I am regretting this now. These guys hit like a truck! Yikes. No, no! Don't you eat me. In fact, give me some hearts. So, I've started working with it. I've managed to make the characters and background functionally a menu system, which is definitely not what it was intended to be used for, but it works, which is, as I say, what I was trying to do. I'm trying to use it for weird stuff that it's not supposed to be used for. And I'm managing to do that so far. What I think I need to do is I need to sit down and actually draft some sort of actual proper design document and figure out what I want to achieve and how I can achieve it, and what things it needs to do. I mean, off the top of my head, the primary things this app's going to need to do is it's going to need to track the scoring system, naturally. It's going to want to track the stipulations, yeah, objective scores and stipulations are going to be the main things. And yes, it's not going to be able to integrate with Spiral Knights. You're going to need someone pressing buttons to make it actually go. But if you can put a system where someone just says, "Oh yes, green team has died once," and then the machine just says, "Okay, we have noted this. Green team now needs to obey these rules." That would be the simplest and most effective way to do that. I think that could be a good way to do that. And if we could just have a scoring system, so it says, okay, green team has now scored Kill Vanaduke. Please add 25 points to green team's score. And it goes, okay, green team's total score is now 48. You know, that could work. That could be a thing. So that... I'm going to try and liaise with the usual shopping list folks, the Spiral Knights Network crowd, Skyside, Latzen, and Greenlink predominantly, I suspect. What are we doing? Deconstruction zone. Let's change my shield for a sec. I don't want to change my costume. I really wish there was I really wish there was a quick costume change option in the loadouts. But armor? What armor do I need? Heavenly Iron. Heavenly Iron wants to be Divine. Helmet wants to be Vogue, I guess. Am I good? I think that's good. Yeah, there we go. That's Deconstruction Zone loadout. I don't want to lose my costume, man. If I change my loadout, I'll change the costume. It's really annoying. So yes, I'm going to liaise with those guys, see what features they think should be, can and should be implemented, and not that I necessarily know if they know much about RPG Maker, but I can sort of, if they want to suggest a feature, I can say whether it's doable or not, I guess, within my limited skill set. And yeah, I'm thinking of additional features. I mean, things that we've not used in the past, but things that could be a thing in the future. Hello, that's a chunky one. Stuff like stipulations are traditionally, I believe, in a list of standard things. So it's like, okay, here's 20 stipulations, we're going to go through them in order. Each time you die, here's a stipulation. And one thing I've suggested in the past, not that we've used it, but what if the stipulations were picked at random? What if we had a randomizer to do that? I think that would be doable. I'm pretty sure we could make it random. I see no reason why we couldn't. So yeah, and what about custom stipulations? I mean, if you're running your own game, chances are you might want to implement your own rules into the system and say, okay, well, when people die, we're going to be super cruel and we've got really harsh penalties for every single death. Or you might want to, you know, if Skyside has written half of the stipulations, you might want to remove half of them because he is an evil, evil man and you don't want him to write your stipulations for you. So that's the thing, you know. Customizability would be nice. I'd like the ability to put in a whole bunch of different teams and to name them and change their graphics a little bit. I don't know. I've just got a lot of ideas whirling around in my head about the system at the minute, and I now realise this is exactly how most proper game designers feel all the time. I now know what it feels like to be a game designer, because suddenly I've got a thing that I want to work on that I know I can do, and loads of ideas on how to sort of innovate and improve and expand upon the idea. And admittedly, it's probably going to lead to a ridiculous amount of feature creep, and I'm going to be creating new features all the time that are totally beyond my capabilities, but I don't know. It's going to be fun, maybe. Assuming I can actually get started and make it a thing. Make it so. Because I'm terrible at actually making things so. But I think the major feature of this is that I can do it by myself. I don't rely on other people. There's nothing where I have to team up with anyone to make this work. I mean, I can take input from the other guys, but most of the coding and stuff will be done by myself. And I can make that work. That's fine. I can deal with that. So all I need to do is have the motivation to sit down and actually code it. I can deal with that. That's all right. So I'm going to make a start on that, hopefully today. That room is worthless. You're a worthless room. Useless, worthless room. Give me prizes. Let's have a look at the prizes. What's in the box today? A gremlin who wants stabbing. There we go. Got some shining fire crystals. Because we always need them, right, guys? Yeah, more shinings. So that is something you could possibly hope for in the future. I really don't think I'm going to have it done by Friday. That seems ambitious to have it done by Friday, but nonetheless, I shall... You never know. I might turn out to be really good at this whole quasi-coding lark, and I might be totally able to pull off a miracle and have something that works. I don't think I will, but it'd be nice. At any rate, watch this space, I guess. Okay, 2 menders, 2 menders are the worst menders. Actually, no. 3 menders are the worst menders. 2 menders you can kill. 3 menders you just can't kill. Well, depends on your weapon. With an Astron you can kill. If you have a Black Hawk, you can't kill. Just saying. So that's a thing. Anyway, I got some questions. I've been rambling for a little while, so let us do some questiones. Although I am also burning through floors at a tremendous pace today. Rather recklessly, but nonetheless. Questions! Not from Sky Scythe, because other people actually listened and gave me questions last week. So we'll get back to Sky Scythe next week, no doubt. But, Not Loose Tooth says, does Nintendo realize Nintendo channels are advertising Nintendo games to thousands of people? This is in reference to last week's news, which you can go back and check out, obviously, on the channel, in which Nintendo have got a new policy, going back on last year's policy of you can't monetize Nintendo videos on YouTube. Now they're saying you can monetize if you join up with Nintendo's partner program and give a chunk of your money to Nintendo, which is not ideal, but better than they were offering before. So, I think Nintendo... I mean, this may be a rhetorical question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. It seemed potentially rhetorical, but I will talk a little bit about it. Nintendo always seems to have been a bit slow in sort of like social developments. I mean, they're great with hardware. I mean, they look at the Wii and the Wii U and stuff. They keep pumping out new stuff and doing new and interesting things with the space. The games maybe not so much. They're still pumping out the same titles on an annual basis. Worse than Call of Duty in many respects, but hey-ho. I've got Emmeline's to deal with. Let us... Alright, fine, I'll change my costume, jeez. Paladin. Give me the Paladin. They're not great at innovating in other spaces, I don't think. They're a little bit slow. I mean, a great example is to look at their online gaming integration. When everybody else was putting out things like PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, Nintendo have friend codes. You ever used the friend codes? Yeah. It's not just one to share. It's not just share your profile with your friends. No, you've got to do it a different. You have to do a different code for every single game you want to play with people, which is just an absolutely arse backwards way of doing it. And it's ridiculous and absolutely thoroughly unnecessary, but that's the way Nintendo does it, because they are, I don't know, they've kind of got the whole family-friendly thing, oh, we don't want kids playing mature games or anything, but at the same time they're like going a little bit too far to stop kids ever interacting with the real world and the nasty people on, like, obviously I understand there are a lot of terrible people on Xbox Live you don't want to have to interact with on a daily basis. But at the same time, Nintendo's taking it it's a step too far is what it is, really, if we're honest. It's thoroughly unnecessary. So, they're just kind of behind the curve. I mean, they seem to be slowly catching up, but not well, unfortunately. So, maybe they'll change their policy, maybe they won't, I don't know. At the moment, basically, if you want to do a Nintendo channel, you can do it, you just won't earn as much as if you were to do gameplay of any other video game under the sun, really, is basically their stance. Yes, you can monetize our game, but we're going to take half of your money, so that you can't really make as much of a living out of it. Yes, it's advertising, but I don't know, being sort of old-fashioned and backwards, I guess Nintendo kind of feel like we have a marketing department for a reason. We don't need to market our games purely through word of mouth. We're not indie. Indies are relying on people telling other people about it. We don't need to do that. We're a big multi-million-dollar or yen corporation, and we pay a marketing department to make adverts for us for a reason. These guys are how we sell games. We don't need people to be making videos on YouTube for us. I know it would help for them to do that, but that's probably not the way they see it, you know? Oh, ouch. That was a silly one to not dodge. So yeah, that's Nintendo for you. Ooh, that's just out of range. Good. That's the way we like it. Stay out of range. That's also out of range. That's okay. Cool. Oh, we got pills over there. That's good. What else did he does Not Loose Tooth asked a few things, actually. I have a collection of questions from Not Loose Tooth. You talked about some disappointing things last week. What are some things you expected to be not so great, but turned out nicely? I have a habit of anything that's hyped up a lot, particularly popular movies are a good one, games as well lately. Anything that people sort of overhype, I tend to try and steer away from. But there's a bunch of things that people are like, oh, it's a classic movie, everybody needs to see it. And I'm like, no, I've never seen that. Occasionally someone will sit me down and say, you are going to watch this movie, you need to watch this movie. Not quite sort of taping my eyes open, but not far off it. And oftentimes actually they're alright. I will concede they're pretty decent movies. Certainly Pulp Fiction and Fight Club would be two that spring to mind. They're two that everyone's like, oh my god, they're such classic movies, everybody needs to see them. And I'm like, I have never seen these movies. Nope. I have no particular desire to see these movies. And eventually someone goes, you must watch Pulp Fiction. Here, watch Pulp Fiction. I will make you watch Pulp Fiction. And then actually it turns out Pulp Fiction actually a really, really good movie. I really like that one. So, yeah. That was a thing. Fight Club, maybe not as much, but it was still very good. Pulp Fiction actually probably does rate. It's up there as probably one of the best. So that was good. I can't generally actually think of anything. There's probably plenty of games, but none that spring to mind readily. I sat and thought about it for a bit, and I was like, no, nothing's coming to mind. I can't think of a damn thing. I go through that many games, there are plenty that I've gone... I'm sure there are plenty that I've gone, oh, this looks like utter tripe, and I've gone, oh, actually, this is really good. So, it's undoubtedly a thing, I just can't remember them offhand. Just by the sheer volume of games I get through in my day-to-day life. Not Lose Tooth also asks, what are some of your hobbies away from gaming? Obviously picking up on the fact that I spend a lot of time talking about gaming around here. I am a very, very big gamer. I don't know. What do I do? I make videos about gaming, I play games, I write about gaming, I'm trying to get into the games industry. I don't do much that isn't. I'm about to make an app for some metagaming. Homebrewing. I've done some homebrewing. I haven't done any for the last few months, just because towards the back end of last year, me and my mate made so much beer that we still have that. We still haven't got through all of it. There's still a cupboard with loads in, so we kind of don't need to do that, which is why that's been on the back burner. But I will tell you what is great to make this time of year. There's June, and don't know about the rest of the world, but certainly June in the UK means there are elderflowers out on the elder bushes and trees around the country. And by going and finding your nearest convenient hedgerow and picking a bunch, there's a great little recipe you can make, which is, it's literally you get about 1 gallon jar. You get about 15 heads of flowers. Jam the heads of the flowers into the jar, fill it with water, about a kilo of sugar. You'd have to look up the exact measurements. I think it's somewhere around a kilo. And like the juice of half a lemon, and put it all in there. So you got sugar, flowers, water, lemon juice, and it makes a really quite strong alcoholic drink. It's quite sweet, and it doesn't taste alcoholic, but it will knock you sideways. So elderflower champagne, that is. Look up an elderflower champagne recipe. That's a thing. So I shall be probably making some more of that next weekend, because it's good stuff, and it's damn near free, because you get it mostly from a hedgerow. That is a spark of life. We like sparks of life. That's cool. I have done some hiking in the past. Hiking is a thing. I've not done particularly much lately, but I do like a good mountain from time to time in my life. Let's go down to the terminal. So, mountains are fun. Haven't particularly conquered any for a couple of years now. A couple of years back I did a trip to the Lake District and did most of Scafell Pike, which is the tallest mountain in England. Not the tallest mountain in the UK, because that's Ben Nevis? Is it Ben Nevis or is it Mount Snowdon? Snowdon's the tallest in Wales. Nevis isn't the tallest in Scotland, and Scafell Pike is the tallest in England, but I can't remember whether Ben Nevis or Snowdon are taller. But yes, did that a few years ago. So yes, mountain climbing is always fun. Basil, please tell me the things that I am looking for. What am I looking for? I am looking for none of those things particularly. No, no. What I would like is a mercurial armor, because I've got the mercurial helm, and I just want. I need a speed boost. I need the full. I need MSI very high is what I'm gunning for, and you won't sell me the recipe, Basil. You're terrible. You need to sell me recipes. So with that, I had a couple of questions, but we are here at the terminal, so that's I guess the end of it. So that has been that for this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate it if you do that too, because I make videos every day, and there's plenty of Spiral Knights content to go around. So, thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka. Oh, do not forget to leave any leave comments with any further questions you might have below, and I will try to answer them in a future episode. And I shall see you next time.